Next, we will talk about the absorption of drugs. The movement of drug from the site of administration into the blood circulation is called absorption of drug. Means when we take any drug from any route or site, then that drug enters the bloodstream, which is known as absorptions. For example, when we take oral administration of drug, then absorptions will occur into the bloodstream, stomach or intestine, which is usually takes about 1 to 6 hours. Next, we will talk about the types of drug absorption. First is passive diffusion, second is port transport, third endocytosis, next facilitated diffusion, and last one active transport. Now, on the next slide, we will discuss in detail. Now, in this slide, we will talk about the types of absorptions of drugs in detail. First is passive diffusion. In in this, drug is transported from the higher to low concentration. In this type of the absorptions, injected or administered drug is transported from the higher to lower concentration. Here, high concentration means the GI, gastrointestinal fluids, and low concentration means blood. For example, drug diffuse across a small membrane from a region of high concentration, that means GI fluids, to low concentration means to the blood. But it also depends on the molecule size, solubility, degree, ionizations, and so more. So that means it is also known as a simple diffusions. Next is pore transport. Drug molecules are passed through the space between two cells. In these types of the absorptions, the drug molecules are passed through the space where between the two cells. It is also called filtrations. Next is endocytosis. Cell membrane engulfs the drug molecules and they take inside the cells. In these types of the absorptions, the fluid or particles are engulfed, means covered up by the something else. So that means fluid or particles are covered by a cell. It is also known as the pinocytosis. In this process, energy is required. Next is facilitated diffusion. A carrier protein helps in the entering of drug inside the cell or membrane from higher to lower concentration, and no energy required in this process. In this type of the absorptions, a carrier protein helps in entering of the drug inside the cell or membrane from the higher concentration to lower concentration, and there is no energy required in this process. For example, a glucose molecules with low lipid solubility penetrate the membrane more rapidly than expected. Next is active transport. Carrier molecules combines with the drug molecules and transport it inside the membrane, and energy is required. In this type of the absorption, the carrier molecules combines with the drug molecules and then transported it inside the membrane. For example, ions, vitamins, sugars, and amino acid are the example of active transport. Here also energy is necessary in this process. So this is all about the types of drug absorption. Now, next we will talk about the factors affecting the drug's absorptions. There are many factors who are affecting the drug absorptions. First is physical state of drug. Liquids are better absorbed than the solid medicaments. In liquid medicines get absorbed quickly as compared to the solid medicines. Next is particle size. Smaller particle size of the drug absorb easily. Means the particles which are small size get absorbed fast as compared to the big ones. Next factors is surface area of absorbing site. And this larger absorbing surface provides greater absorptions of the drug. Means when there is a more surface area available, then more drug will be absorbed easily. Next, fourth one is physical and mental state of a patient abnormal. disturb physiological conditions affect the absorptions of drugs like infections, fever, emotional upset, etc. If we assume that the physical and mental condition of the patient is not as stable, then there will be an affect the absorptions of the drug. For example, in the case of the infections, fever, emotional upset, on so more. And the next one is the functional condition of the GIT. Increased peristaltic movement of the GIT decrease the absorptions of the drug. Means when increased peristaltic movement of the gastrointestinal tract decrease the absorptions of the drug. Even if there is a functional problem in our GI system, then there will be an affect the absorption of the drug. Next, pH of the drug. Acidic drugs are rapidly absorbed in the stomach, while basic drugs are rapidly absorbed in the intestine. In the pH, when acidic nature drugs get absorbed quickly in our stomach, and the basic drugs get absorbed quickly in an intestine. Next and last one is presence of food and other things in GIT may reduce the absorptions of the drugs because no direct connections with the wall of GIT. Vitamin C increase the absorptions of the drug. If food is already present in our GI system, it can also affect the absorptions of the drug, and it might be delay or decrease that functions of the drug. And vitamin C is the example of which increase the absorptions of the drug we can give if absorptions is low. So these are the some of the factors that will affect the absorptions of the drug.